Not at all.
Ryan Newman off turn 4 for the final time. Blaney to the outside, to the inside. Here comes Hamlin up the outside.
Wow.
Crash into the wall, into the air. Goes Newman.
Upside down.
In a shower of sparks on his roof, Ryan Newman comes across the line, 4th. And comes to rest. Scoring. Unofficial.
Another hood flap flies off. Oh, around goes the 18. The 42 collects the 17 as well. The 62 upside down. Brendan Gaughan upside down as he went back in front of the pack.
We're wrecked here, guys.
And the big one happens right at the front of the field.
Kurt pushing Kyle. He just hooked him. And look at Brendan Gaughan just flipping right over. It's like the nose of that Chevrolet just can't quite.
Oh!
Berry's gone, and he goes up and over. Huge hit for Josh Berry. Eric Jones is involved. There's Austin Cindric.
Gets in car in the wall. Chris Buescher. And he gets tagged by DiBenedetto. Truex is in it. And so is the 77 of rookie Justin Haley.
Right on cue.
19 of Truex getting caught up in this.
Larry, that trend was nobody's friend.
Little bit of contact right there, and just turns the 37 around.
Boy, and Benedetto had nowhere to go, and Truex had nowhere to go.
So happy to see that 37 car stay on the ground when the 95 hit him. Yeah, big hit by Haley in the 77.
It's on the outside of him. Now, boom, he didn't make a commitment.
Oh, and around goes the car behind him. That's the 6, or excuse me, the 9. A very close call there for Sam Hornish Jr. in the 9. The caution comes out. Now we're getting closer to the possibility of a green-white checker.
We've seen this.
Got together?
Yeah, we have. We've seen this time and time again. You see the splitter makes huge contact with the grass. The car starts to bounce. Luckily, it lands on all 4 and just continues to spin. But we've seen this. The 9 goes to make a move, looks for that inside line, wasn't clear of the 1, drives across his nose, ends up spinning through the grass.
Tore the splitter completely off when it grabbed the grass initially. And then once again, hit hard and up into the air. A wild ride for Sam Hornish Jr.
He's still driving it. Look at those hands. Still driving it.
Correct.
Here's the big one. Man.
Well, there goes half the field.
Sure does. You can see Joey Logano really aggressive to the rear bumper of the 10. He's going to push him all the way up to the 2. And they just, right before the 10 gets there, there's a little bit of movement. And that little bit of movement, when you make that much contact, turns your car right around. That's exactly what happened to Brad Keselowski and the 10 of Almirola. Oh, we got another one. Is that the 19?
Yep.
Same situation. Wow.
And right under him. Oh, and into the wall. Goes the 40. Oh, my gosh.
Cole Custer, nowhere to go there. Big fire. He had a big impact. Luckily, seeing him get out of the race car right now, because that was a big impact to that inside barrier. Already an issue, I believe, here, or maybe not.
His hood's
no,
still
not
up.
yet.
Oh, somebody checked up right there.
McDowell checks up. Truex gets into him, and he's slowing down, and here comes Cole Custer through to the inside, nowhere to go. Has no idea. Martin Truex Jr.'s had damage. Now that right, thank goodness there's a little bit of a safer barrier. Well, is that a
That's a foam barrier.
Yeah.
It's a foam wall.
Barrier?
Yes.
Thank goodness that was there instead of just hitting that Armco barrier for Cole Custer.
57 laps complete this time by, and look at this pack. Trouble off turn 4. Newman slams the wall. Man comes Schrader, and Newman is in the air and over. Ryan Newman, last year's Rookie of the Year. The rear end ripped from the car as he slides down the asphalt, and when that car hit the grass of the tri-oval, Ryan Newman went upside down.
Let's watch her here and see what happens. Oh, Kenny Schrader got out of control, got into him. Oh, that's what happened, Mike. His right rear tire came off. Car goes airborne, then when it hits the ground, it digs in and just rips it apart. Let me tell you, the way these cars are inside, he's like he's in a capsule.
And running out of time. I mean, he's, you know, desperate. And you see the 36 move down just a little bit. And Yaley and Stenhouse thought he could squeeze by on the, next to the wall, and he just couldn't make it. And this kid's ugly. Watch his thing.
Right on top of Ryan Newman.
Hadn't Ryan Newman had cars on top of him before here?
I think the 2009 race.
I think you're right.
Brad Keselowski and Carl Edwards coming to the checkered flag.
Boyer's 15 comes up, clogs the track. Both Labonte brothers.
Logano to the outside. They can't get around.
Oh, Keselowski gets turned by William Byron. Blaney gets caught up. Gilliland, Truex, Hamlin, and more.
All those Fords were struggling to get around Chastain. Who could get around and get that clean air track position first? That's what happened.
Upstairs.
Boy, he is, and he is right up against that wall, but he made the pass. Oh, trouble.
Hard at the wall goes William Byron.
Byron noses in
Oh,
Byron went in hard.
oh. Matt Kent's has piled into Byron right to the 14 car right at the end there. 24 set down here on fire. 37 to 1. That was a huge wreck.
Byron on the bottom.
He just gets loose underneath
he just
the
starts spinning out, gets into the.
Man, it just.
Oh my gosh, that car almost went over.
Just hooked, nosed in.
How many times have we seen a car land on top of Ryan Newman?
Ryan Newman?
I mean, that's 2 or 3 times I can remember.
Too many.
Remember, he was with McMurray down in Talladega when that happened.
Ty Dillon 7, Ryan Newman 8, Chase Elliott just will not go away. He's 9. Corey Lacroix. It is amazing, and we continue to sit under the line caution here for 9th time.
Jamie McMurray leading. Here's the first move. Oh, trouble. Dillon gets turned around into the middle of the pack. Casey Mears is the one that hit him. Caution is out. Race is over.
Here's Stenhouse. You can see right there. He's already making contact with Dillon's bumper.
Wow, looked like Dillon might have just turned around. Yeah, it might have just been there. Wow, what contact that was.
Okay, now these guys, their job, if you're Austin Dillon, one of those guys.
Watch this run Kevin Harvick has on the bottom.
On the bottom, he's on the outside. They're all trying to build that run that Keselowski did.
Here goes the 3 car.
Will Dillon have help? No, they come down to block. Logano goes back up. Keselowski with him. McDowell in tow. Dillon on the bottom.
The run's on top. Oh! Teammates.
Around they go in a hard crash. Kyle Busch.
Larson.
Caution is out.
Bubba Wallace is in this. Austin Cindric. Hard hit by Kyle Busch.
Caution's out.
McDowell is first to the line, but will have to go back to the moment of caution, which ends the race. Brad Keselowski is climbing out. He's okay. Joey Logano we see taking off the gloves and the steering wheel.
I think McDowell's the winner of this race, guys.
He was first across the line. NASCAR will review and have to determine the finish at the moment of caution. And we'll wait for official word.
Huge win if that's the case.
But Bob Jenkins' Front Row Motorsports crew is celebrating on pit road.
Oh, wouldn't that be incredible? You're going to see some emotion out of this guy if this comes back official.
A lot of tore up race cars.
All the Chevys torn up. You saw Priest with damage. Chase Elliott with damage.
This was a really hard hit. Kyle Busch, when he came in.
Yes. Michael McDowell from Glendale, Arizona, for Bob Jenkins' Front Row Motorsports, has won the Daytona 500.
How about that?
Man.
That's a huge win for Michael McDowell and that team. Doesn't get any bigger than this.
And a huge crash for everybody else.
That 09 can stay hooked to the back of that 99. It's going to be hard to get him. It's going to be close right here at the line.
Can Keselowski try to win it?
I don't know. I don't think he can step out until he waits till the last second and picks up the
Goes to the outside. Is Edwards going?
Oh, no!
He turns him.
No! No!
Oh, and that destroyed the front end of Newman's car.
No!
Edwards will not make it to the flag.
Oh,
Brad Keselowski won this race.
unbelievable.
Carl Edwards' car destroyed, and Junior's protege, Keselowski, the winner, and Carl Edwards is moving around and ready to climb out.
But watch, the 09's going to look to the outside where he already has. Carl went up to block him a little bit. Now he's going to come down to try to block him again, and you get one shot at it, but you don't get two. Watch this.
What a lick.
Oh my gosh.
Unbelievable.
You know, and looking very carefully at the catch fencing that held, and I did not see any debris go into the grandstand, and that certainly is
unbelievable.
It's very gratifying to see.
When leading the race coming off of turn 4 at Daytona, Chase Briscoe was touched by Alex Bowman, and he overcorrected, sending himself spinning in the outside wall. This was one of the weirdest crashes of the NASCAR Next Gen that I've seen at Daytona, but what ensued behind it was a wild wreck, taking out playoff hopefuls Bubba Wallace and other competitors. Austin Dillon, who you see sliding sideways in pit road, he actually ended up winning this race after an even bigger crash happened just a few laps later.
He jumped down the inside. It's putting him up in the 3rd place. A while ago, we saw Jarrett and Earnhardt were capable of pull away a little bit. They're trying to bring him in.
Trouble behind Rusty Wallace is turning over.
Rusty Wallace 20 feet in the air, spinning, crashing.
Well, I tell you, when they're running that close together and jockeying around position, you just know that things like this are going to happen.
There's Jarrett. He gets in the line. The 66 car right behind Walter. Looked like they tapped. They touched right there, the 66. And then Rusty, he gets clipped right there, turns sideways, and we know what happened after that. The air gets out of the car. Yeah, it looked like the 66 and the 30. Got to look at Rusty's car, how high in the air. Real violent flips right here.
Montoya
boy, he's struggling.
Searching his
Put
first
pressure on him now, 3 to go.
first oval track win. He won it in Finion 96 races ago on the road course.
And who
half
do
a
you...
second. And the 99 has turned over Brad Keselowski.
And we have a caution.
My goodness.
I don't know if I'm okay.
Keselowski was on track for a 6th place finish.
Boy,
and we're told there was contact between Edwards and Keselowski.
A little crossover move here by Carl. Clean here, clean here. Just slight contact. Look at that thing go.
That looked so much like Edwards' turnover at Talladega off the bumper of Keselowski.
It really did.
Oh, now goes the 18. The 42 collects the 17 as well. The 62 upside down.
Join the party in the top 3. The 77 of Eric Jones and the 24. And around goes the 77 of Jones. Almost up over the wall as they hit hard. The 20 of Kenseth involved, as is the 1 of McMurray. A big wreck coming out of turn 2.
You see it coming off turn 2, and Eric Jones' car gets loose, puts a little bit too much wheel back to the right, and basically head on into the wall, and then major impact behind, got him up in the air.
I think that was Daniel Suarez perhaps that made the first impact. It looked like the 19 car, that orange and white car.
The 35 Gilliland above the 3. Now McMurray in the 1, the red car, comes up, just brushes Austin Dillon.
Turns him into the 35.
And Dillon gets into Gilliland. Joey Logano turned the 48. And Buescher goes for a big tumble.
I didn't think that thing was going to stop rolling there for a second, DW.
Goodness. In there.
Here they come off the 4th corner. Ernie Irvan leads them down now. Is he going to win the Winston 500? Jimmy Spencer is second. They come through the tri-oval. Checkered is waving. Ernie Irvan wins, and Rusty spins and gets airborne and flips wildly right at the start-finish line. Very reminiscent of his accident at Daytona.
Earnhardt comes down on the inside trying to draft Rusty, and and go right out the picture, and it looks, there he is. Earnhardt right up on the back bumper of Rusty, and he does touch him. And around he goes, and that's one reason that Dale Earnhardt went down there.
That's why he was so concerned, because he touched Rusty Wallace to start this situation, it looks like.
And the car overturns about 6 or 7 times, pirouetting on its nose.
Lap 108, you're clear. 108 at the line here.
Oh, we got a crash. 48 goes around. The big one happening. The one's upside down.
Big wreck behind you.
Kurt Busch climbed all over the top of the 41 of Custer. The 2 is around. Playoff contenders involved.
So right there, it starts. It seems like it gets calmed down, but another bit of contact. Now the 48's around into the side of the 1.
And the 1's headed into the outside wall at full speed. Frightening, frightening view out the front of that car. As you know, that impact's coming. Anywhere from 30 to 40 G's head on into
Look at McMurray. He has a big run down.
Oh, we got one spinning.
And it's McMurray.
Got it.
Man, that thing is clipping, rolling.
That car is junk.
You got that right.
Well,
I just hope he's okay.
A ride right
he
there.
had been incredibly fast. He got a huge run off turn 2, caught a pack of cars, made a quick move, and ended up in the fence.
See the 31 of Newman with a pretty good run. No, he maybe cut a tire.
Something happened to that car. It just went around all by itself on the straightaway.
And see, what really slid that car over was when Newman hit him on the left side, it lifted the right side up and caught air.
Yeah.
And look at that car come apart against the fence.
It just disintegrates.
I mean, everything did its job of what it's designed to do. The fence kept the car
That
on
happens
the
right in front of most of the field.
And that really all started with a big push from Joey Logano. Remember Joey Logano talking on the radio earlier about, you got to tell me when I'm pushing that car and it's going to make contact with the car in front of us. Well, that happened right there with his teammate.
In the closing laps of the 2020 Daytona 500, Brad Keselowski will once again get clipped down the backstretch and get sent spinning around, causing a massive crash. I feel bad for Brad Keselowski because it seems like every year he gets turned on the backstretch with just a handful of laps to go, causing a massive crash and not being able to finish the race, even with the strong car. This ultimately would wipe out so many competitors and cars in this race that it would take forever to clean up, and there would be very few cars left to even finish the race. This crash took out over 15 cars. Coming to the finish of the 2020 Daytona 500, we saw one of the most horrific crashes we've seen at Daytona in many, many years. Ryan Newman looked to finally be able to win a second Daytona 500 until a bad block on Ryan Blaney would align his rear bumper and Blaney's front bumper wrong. Newman would then be sent into the outside wall, going so fast his car would be flipped upside down, and then Corey LaJoie, with nowhere to go, would come plowing in and hit driver's side first. This is one of the most horrific crashes in the final lap at Daytona that has probably ever happened since Dale Sr. in 2001. Thankfully, after the scariness of waiting, and forever it felt like, Ryan Newman was okay and was able to walk out of the hospital just a couple of days later.
Big run from the 22 coming. It's going to get in the back of this 88. 88 tries to go to the outside.
And around they go. The 10 of Eric Almirola. Up in the air is the 18 of Kyle Busch. Ryan Blaney is caught in it as well. Can't tell who was wedged up against the wall with Almirola. The 18 was airborne. It's the 88 of Bowman.
Here it is, the 88. Probably thinking inside. He gets a big push right there. He's kind of always forced to make a decision, forced to go to one side or the other because of the aggressive push from the 22.
Wow. Here they come. Chase Elliott, Alex Bowman, Ryan Preece. Logano on the outside.
Oh,
and Byron's around. He crashes. Caution is out.
Heavy impact to the inside wall by the 42 of Larson.
Man. Kyle Larson, Jeffrey Earnhardt with heavy damage. What a hard tumble for Kyle Larson.
Unbelievable.
Oh, man. And that was after a really hard hit with that front nose to the inside wall.
It just won't stop.
So this is coming off of turn 2 onto the back straightaway. Oh, yeah, you can just see it looks like the 38 goes up the racetrack, makes contact with the 24 Byron. And that sends Jeffrey Earnhardt and Kyle Larson. Look at the air get under the right rear of the 42.
Wow.
Heavy contact with that right front. Sorry, left front.
That safer barrier was there. Thank goodness for that. But watch this thing. Once it starts flipping, it's like a feather. It just won't stop.
Coming to the completion of the Truck Series race in 2024, saw Taylor Gray do a barrel roll over the entire pack while battling for the win at Daytona. Now, this is something wild to see. I remember watching this and my jaw was dropped on the floor. To see a truck barrel rolling again down the back straightaway, just as Matt Crafton did years prior, it was honestly insane that it happened again. Thankfully, Taylor Gray was okay, but this was a wild thing to witness. The 2020 Daytona Clash saw one of the most stupidest restarts I've ever seen. So many cars spun their tires, it was honestly hilarious to see how many drivers spun out, and some of them even ended their day. They couldn't even finish because of the damage they got from this accident. I've never seen such skillful drivers mess up on a restart this bad.
But as we close on 10 to go, he finds himself in position to strike. Marty?
Well, that's because he's been in the back of the pack on purpose. Adam, crash on the track.
Adam. Just talking about got airborne. A.J. Allmendinger, Jeff Gordon, David Rudiman, Matt Kenseth all involved.
It looks like these guys get, he just dove down. Wow. And then corrected maybe. Yeah, that's really a strange act. Man, Matt did a good job not hitting that car, but then he got clobbered.
See Blaney in that. And Blaney had a good run. Those guys had run in the top 10 or 15 a lot tonight in that 7 car.
Ryan Newman off turn 4 for the final time. Blaney to the outside, to the inside. Here comes Hamlin up the outside. Wow. Crash into the wall, into the air. Goes Newman.
Upside down.
In a shower of sparks on his roof. Ryan Newman comes across the line, 4th. And comes to rest.
Newman gets a pretty good run to the turn 4, but now here comes a huge run by Ryan Blaney being pushed by Denny Hamlin. He tries to go to the outside, then the inside. They lock bumpers and turns Ryan Newman around. Upside down he goes. Corey LaJoie coming along, making contact.
Just lifting Newman's car up and over.
Loose early on in this race, but they did settle down much better.
Straight away. A big hit, and Jimmy Johnson goes spinning.
Upside down. Busher. Oh, man.
Chris Buescher on his lid and lands back on his wheels. Caution.
Oh, man, we saw 4 wide off the corner over there. I was afraid of this.
Does anybody have anything left for the race leader? Ryan Newman off turn 4.
Checkered flag is waving at the start-finish line. Who will get here first? Newman down. Oh, he's going to get turned. Ryan Blaney, Denny Hamlin across the line. Denny Hamlin will go back-to-back. Newman flipping across the start-finish line in an amazing finish. Here in Daytona. We want to make sure that we know exactly when the caution flag came out. Denny Hamlin will go back-to-back here at Daytona. Boy, it all broke out coming off turn number 4. Newman got turned, and Denny able to get by, Blaney able to get by. All of our attention down there, we'll update you there on Ryan Newman, Ryan Newman in a moment. But it's back-to-back for Denny Hamlin. Let's go to pit road.
Oh boy, Stanley Steamer.
Whoa, there's
around she goes into Kenseth.
Oh gosh.
Up in the air and into the wall hard.
Man, Kenseth.
Man, I thought he was going to catch the catch fence back there. The way it landed was.
I am not believing it.
He's fine, boy. You got the window net down right away out of frustration. The 4 car, Harvick.
Danica climbs out. Radio cord gets disconnected.
I think somebody makes contact with. McDowell got her in the left rear.
Yep.
Yeah. And that
no, she hit him in the right front. And when that happened, just got air underneath the car.
Is anybody left in this race?
Kyle Busch and Dylan side trouble. Car hard in the wall. 2 of them. Keselowski to the line. Caution has waved with Keselowski the leader, and crashing are Harvick, Allmendinger, Stenhouse, Truex, Labonte, and everybody else. Into the tri-oval. Contact between Truex and Allmendinger, and then Cole Witt turns Kevin Harvick up and into the wall, and Stenhouse and Allmendinger. Witt slides along and crashes with Truex.
Kyle Larson, the outside. Carl Edwards on the inside. Green flag back in the air. They're blocking. Good going down low. Carl Edwards into the wall. He got tagged by the 22. Big hits by the 19. And the caution comes back out again.
That is exactly what we saw Joey Logano was going to try to do. Big fire of the 78. But that is what we thought was going to happen. Obviously, the wreck isn't what we thought. Martin Truex Jr. needs to get out of this race car.
Joey Logano's still out there, but will have a little bit of damage to the car. But those two benefit the most from this because they were able to get through.
What a big impact.
Huge.
To be honest, I've been focused so much on that restart. I didn't realize the degree of that impact.
It's Kurt Busch. Whew, he got to run. Got to run. 97 car. Kurt Busch really got to run. Okay, what's the 21 car right on by?
That 97 has shown to be fast, very fast.
And what's at stake for him here? He's
trouble.
Contact on the backstretch. It's Mike Waltrip and now Brian Vickers. Robbie Gordon, 31. The time. Waltrip's over. 1, 2, 3 times for Michael Waltrip.
Well, there's the big one right there. Took a lot. There's a lot of good cars right there. Is that Sterling Marlin in there?
40 cars in it. That's Michael Waltrip's car upside down.
Terry Smith.
See movement there at the left side of the car. It's roof.
And when you're in a situation like that, you are just a passenger, especially when these cars start turning each other. Here you see, looks like Johnny Sauter slid up in the 30 car into Brian Vickers in the 25. A chain reaction.
Yes, that's Michael Tuckins. Yes.
And Biffle, the pole sitter, looks like he barely got through there.
So you see the tire come off of Michael's car. Then it got into that grass softened by the rain, and it just dug in, just like we saw Ryan Newman's last year and sent the car over.
There's Harvick, Kevin LePage, Johnny Benson,
Terry Labonte, saw McMurray and Vickers.
Okay, here we go. This might be our best shot.
Watch the car at the bottom there. The blue and yellow car. Slides up right there. Just ever so little contact, which doesn't look like a lot when you're running 185, 190 miles per hour. It's a lot.
Here's the 15. The mountain right now, he's going to dig in. There goes one of the tires that Alan talked about. Violent.
Very violent.
No matter the decade, if it's the 90s, 2000s, 2010s, or 2020s, Daytona is one of the most fierce and dangerous tracks that's ever been built. And over the years, we've seen some dramatic and traumatic crashes at Daytona. And Michael Waltrip proved that even in the grass, it's not safe. Michael Waltrip in 2004 got spun into the grass and his car hooked in the grass, making a rut and sending his car flipping violently down the back straightaway. Thankfully, Michael Waltrip was okay, but it took a long time for them to clean up this massive accident because he was trapped in his race car upside down. This was one of the early crashes of the 2004 season, and it really set the tone of a wild year that would ensue.
Junior will win at Daytona. And the big one happens behind them.
Oh my God.
Of Austin Dillon into the catch fence. All the crews getting out to that car to assist these drivers. Thumbs going up from all the crew members, and the crowd roars.
Here we go. You can see him on the bottom. Rex starts in front. He runs in the back of the 24. Gets up on the 11. Now he's on top of the 55. And now it's just along for the ride. Watch the car stop. Watch the car stop. It gets into those poles, and it goes from, I don't know what, 180, 190 miles an hour, I'm just guessing, to a complete stop. That is unbelievable.
And it looks like that's 3,500 pounds. That stock car is extremely heavy. You see here after he's upside down, the 2 is spinning. Obviously, he's already lost control, makes more contact with the 3.
Start-finish line. Logano comes down into Paul Menard. One car gets up on top of a group and goes flipping over and over, and the 30 lands on its roof. That's Parker Kligerman.
Cole Witt's teammate that just wrecked in that first caution.
And Brandon Davis's team, Swan Energy, suddenly has 2 cars torn up. There's Dave Blaney with the single car 77 team.
Look at a coil spring there that's come out of one of these race cars, a rear coil spring. Oh. Actually, Matt Kenseth in the 20 looks like he kicked up into Joey Logano in the 22 that turned him sideways.
Trevor Bayne, the 21, looked to me, Larry, like he was going to bump draft. Got him going. A lot of different looks here.
Harvick slides up in front of traffic.
Cars upside down, cars everywhere.
And turn 4 is Calamity Corner once again. The field is frozen. Jeff Gordon came across with Stewart and Johnson side by side, but there are half a dozen cars littered between turn 3 and the start-finish line.
He's all right.
Last year's third-place finisher, Scott Wimmer, the 29 of Kevin Harvick, 42. The 42 of Jamie McMurray.
One of these cars was just standing up on its nose, swimming, spinning around like a water spout.
Greg Biffle. Jeff Burton had lost an engine prior to this. He coasts onto pit road between turns 3 and 4.
Because something happened to Greg Biffle, the 16 car that triggered all this.
I'm pleased. Watch it. See if it's Harvick's car. Oh, no, it's the 22 car.
Scott Wimmer.
Look at him just spinning around. He got up on his nose and come back down on his wheels.
In the closing laps of the 2019 Daytona 500, Matt DiBenedetto, being pushed by Paul Menard on the outside lane, had a strong surge of momentum on the top. It was ultimately until Menard would unhook with DiBenedetto and send him spinning across the racetrack. There were so many cars who just piled into this accident because they had nowhere to go and they were at the wrong place at the wrong time. This is what happens at superspeedway racing. It's the rubber band effect. You come back together and the entire field will come flying apart if there's one car that spins right in front of you. So many cars were taken out in this accident.
Oh, he can't get that push. Oh, into the wall he goes. And they'll collect more cars behind. The 14 stays on the ground.
Brake, hold the brake, hold the brake.
You can see it happening as he was coming around. Bubba Wallace with contact right there. Watching those guys go around turn 3 and 4. The 14's driving up the racetrack. He is sideways. He's loose. Right in the left rear quarter panel goes the 48. The 48 wants to push him, but he needs to push him in the right side. But the 14's driving up the track loose, and that offsets him the wrong way.
Oh, that's a heavy hit. Right rear, right into the wall, head on like that. Doesn't get any harder, Kevin.
That is one of the hardest hits that you can take in a race car when you get turned in the middle of the straightaway, right front into the wall, and it is so violent, and I'm so happy to see him put that window neck down quick. I know the car was on fire and he was in a hurry, but you could hear it in his voice how bad it hurt, and you're going to see him shoot up right here.
You hear him go back to the gas, saving grace.
A little dicey down the back straightaway. Cars get a little bit loose and crazy as they get the end of the back straightaway.
I mean, do they think it's 10 to go?
Trouble. Here we go. Here we go.
Jimmy Johnson got turned, and they pile up behind him.
14, 48. I mean, the whole crowd. There's a 10. Wow. Lord have mercy.
Now watch Jimmy Johnson outside, second row.
Oh, they got 4 wide. What happened was the 1 car, he snuck to the outside of the 48 getting into turn 3, and the 6 tried to go to the inside.
Man, Jeff Gordon nailed this spot on. It's not even 10 laps to go, and they're racing like it is. Jimmy Johnson couldn't really decide on a line which to go in. Trevor Bayne filled the hole and made it 4 wide and ended up clipping Jimmy Johnson's quarter panel, sending Johnson spinning across the racetrack, collecting Martin Truex Jr., Denny Hamlin, Clint Boyer, and Daytona 500 champion Kevin Harvick. The cool thing about this clip is Kurt Busch actually scraped the wall, and he ended up winning the race, and the raced version car of this is really cool.
Logano goes back up, Keselowski with him, McDowell in tow, Dillon on the bottom.
The run's on top.
Whoa!
Teammates!
Around they go, and a hard crash. Kyle Busch.
Kyle Larson.
Caution is out.
Bubba Wallace is in this. Austin Cindric, hard hit by Kyle Busch.
And Michael McDowell from Glendale, Arizona, for Bob Jenkins Front Row Motorsports, has won the Daytona 500.
How about that?
Man.
That's a huge win for Michael McDowell and that team. Doesn't get any bigger than this.
And a huge crash for everybody else.
And now look at Kyle Busch go backwards because of that.
He did. He went backwards because he chose the.
He's
gonna wrecking. Joey Logano. Hamlin
Up and over on Logano.
And Keselowski.
He's in it.
Boy, it's just scary. Anytime that air gets underneath that car, gets it airborne like that. Thankful to see that car get back on 4 wheels and not have a moving around.
Grabbing the window net there. That's a good sign.
Great sign. Okay, so there's the push of the 22 by the 11. Watch the 47 get to the rear bumper of the 11. Right here, that's that sandwich we talk about. And when Denny stepped out, the 47 was still connected. And that little bit of contact is what turned Denny into the 22 of Logano.
Oh, here we go. Trouble. That's Casey Kane. It goes sideways. Joey Logano nowhere to go.
You have the field is grass.
The big one at Daytona has happened at lap 97.
That is the huge one at Daytona.
Justin Allgaier.
Oh, he gets on its roof.
Kyle Busch rolls upside down.
Wow. Got into the 5 a little bit too hard and just turned him. And man, talk about getting piled up.
Watch the 3 car when we get another replay of Austin Dillon come shooting up through the middle and trying to avoid the accident.
26.
Jimmy comes up, but then McMurray actually comes down and gets onto the left front. It's on from there. I mean, we talked about it earlier. As soon as somebody makes a mistake and you're in this big pack of cars, you're going to take a lot of people with you. It's just how it happens. You can, some of these cars riding around the back actually got in the wreck as well. So one mistake by a driver, a mistake by...
Here comes Harvick, the 29 with Matt Kenseth.
Oh, Mark got loose. Mark got loose.
Harvick's getting a run off turn 4. It's going to be a drag race all the way back to the start-finish line. No caution. They're side by side, right to the line.
Big crash. Here they come. Checker flag. Kevin Harvick wins the Daytona 500.
We got one car on his roof coming across the start-finish line.
They're wrecking everywhere. Boyer's on fire. Jeff Gordon's wrecked.
And they are still wrecking.
Montoya, Stremme, Kenseth, Lane. Clint Boyer gets slid sideways. Whammo.
And he'll cross the start-finish line unofficially upside down in the 18th position.
On fire. I mean, that's Joey Chitwood couldn't do that. Get some kind of big move here off turn 4 like Kevin did. Oh, and there
Shots
they
into
go.
the wall
They
with
ran.
the one of McMurray. 3, 4 cars around. One on its roof. One car hard into the wall.
That was a...
And it ends in flames and sparks.
Our front row sitter up here, he's got a torn up race car,
Mark
78
Tripp,
car.
Jimmy Johnson, he looks okay. Front end of his car on fire.
Menard had a fast car all day long, and here comes McMurray, and he just gets a little bit of piece of that 48. A lot like happened in the Unlimited. Looked like Jimmy's car just got loose and spun.
Look at Clint Boyer in that 15 car get up in the air.
Thing went all, it did a 360. Unbelievable.
Did a barrel roll and came right back down on its wheels.
And he'll cross the start-finish line because it goes all the way across the infield.
You can see the outside 48 Alex Bowman doing a little side drafting to the right side of Eric Almirola.
And I see a gap in between Eric and the 20 car.
And look at the push coming from Kyle Busch to his teammate Christopher Bell. Now that's going to get him to the rear bumper.
Big shot.
Oh, he just got over on that right side.
I could tell you another part of that equation, Jeff. These cars, they have skew in the rear ends. That's obviously for speed and make the cars go fast, make them pull up to other cars. It's also, in my experience, makes them squirrely. When that car hits him, it pushes that car into the steer of the rear end, and it can turn you in a heartbeat.
Or so reminiscent when Eric Almirola lost the lead in the closing yards of this race in 2018.
He was along for the ride. As soon as that contact hit, it just turned his car right. He took the words right out of my mouth. Unbelievable. Crushing blow to so many teams, so many efforts. that it goes into having fast cars and being at this Daytona 500. That was a lot of heavy hitters in this one.
Teammate Matt Kenseth and Carl Edwards, 3 Fords. Trouble already. The wall. Slams to the outside. It's 5-time champion Jimmy Johnson. He collects Danica Patrick and the 34 of David Reagan.
Trevor Bayne, the 21 car, a winner from last year. You see him involved?
Kurt Busch is involved.
I'm a little worried about Jimmy. He took a hard lick right in the door. And there's the HenryCar.com Chevrolet of Kurt Busch. He's got damage.
1 lap and 600 feet, and it's calamity.
Oh my gosh. Ooh, just got a little tap in the back end.
I believe that might have been Elliott Sadler in 33.
Elliott Sadler gave him just a little tap. Right here's what I was talking about. Watch Danica. Right there, she gets some damage, but then watch her go down. Jimmy's car's total, but watch her right here, right between those 2 cars.
First caution of the night, lap 2.
After waiting around for 36 hours, it was time to get the 2012 Daytona 500 underway. But it didn't take long for calamity to ensue, as Elliott Sadler would give a bad bump to Jimmy Johnson, sending him hard into the outside wall and collecting Daytona 500 hopeful Danica Patrick. It was her very first full-time race at Daytona, and she was excited, but ultimately, her day was over only on lap 2. This was a violent crash to start out the night.
Outside lane, hanging tough here on the restart.
Oh, here we go.
Got trouble. That's Casey Kane that goes sideways. Joey Logano nowhere to go.
Half the field is gone.
The big one at Daytona has happened at lap 97.
That is the huge one at Daytona.
Justin Allgaier.
Oh, the 18 gets on its roof.
And Kyle Busch rolls upside down. Wow. See the 26 car of Cole Witt, the 38 of David Gilliland.
Just having a good old time over here.
It looks like the 16 got into the 5 a little bit too hard and just turned him. And man, talk about getting piled up.
Watch the 3 car when we get another replay of Austin Dillon come shooting up through the middle and trying to avoid the accident.
26 of Cole Witt just got into the...
And now, falling back just a bit in that inside line, the 17 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Look at the hands on AJ Allmendinger. Up in the air goes the 42 of Kyle Larson. Caution comes out. And another contact. Matt Kenseth hits. The 1 of Jamie McMurray flying down pit road.
See right here, he gets down low. The 17 of Ricky Stenhouse tries to fill the upper lane. The 42 tries to block. And as you said, the 42 was destined to go airborne. The roof flaps deployed, setting the 42 back on the ground. And as that happened, the 41 of Kurt Busch crossed the tri-oval, took a hard hit. This is another great action shot right here. Watch this 42. Hits the wall, then gets pushed into the air by the 17. You see the roof flap open. The car sets back on the ground.
This 41 car, Kurt Busch, can get some kind of big move here off turn 4 like Kevin did. Oh, and there
Shots into the wall with the 1 of McMurray. 3, 4 cars around. 1 on its roof. 1 car hard into the wall.
That was
and it ends in flames and sparks.
Our front row sitter up here, he's got a torn up race car.
Mark
78 car.
Jimmy Johnson. He looks okay. Front end of his car on fire.
Menard had a fast car all day long, and here comes McMurray, and he just gets a little bit of piece of that 48. A lot like happened in the Unlimited. Looked like Jimmy's car just got loose and spun.
Look at Clint Boyer in that 15 car get up in the air.
Thing went it did a 360. Unbelievable.
Did a barrel roll and came right back down on its wheels.
And he'll cross the start-finish line because it goes all the way across the infield.
Just like I talked about a moment ago, Brad Keselowski spinning down the backstretch with a couple of laps to go at Daytona seems to always happen. Keselowski was in a clear shot of victory and a chance to win the Great American Race. Ultimately, until Alex Bowman hit his teammate William Byron down the backstretch and sent him into Brad Keselowski, collecting Joey Logano and many other cars. I think it's really funny how nowadays in super speedway racing, if you're the one who starts the wreck, you usually are the one who avoids the, and honestly, sometimes you win the race. And this is exactly what happened to William Byron when he clipped Brad Keselowski and sent him spinning around. I understand Byron won the race, and technically he didn't necessarily start the wreck because his teammate Alex Bowman did, but still, regardless, Byron is the one who made contact and was actually still the winner of the race just a couple laps later. No matter the type of driver you are, you know looking at this is extremely wrong. Dale Earnhardt Jr. in retaliation decided to wreck Brian Vickers after being upset with him. What would cause behind him would be a massive big one for the Great American Race in 2009. It would take out the strongest driver of the day, Kyle Busch, who looked to finally win the Daytona 500. Ultimately, Dale Jr. in this situation was definitely in the wrong. Brian Vickers would get spun up the track and collect multiple vehicles and cause the biggest crash of the 2009 Speed Weeks at Daytona.
I think we're going to have a fast race car. His spotter, Eddie DeHunt, just told him it's time to be greedy.
There he goes. There we go. There we go.
Oh, upside
down.
The side.
Well, AJ, that was a humdinger.
Yes, it was, and that's there he is upside down, and I hope he's all right. I see him moving around in there.
Here is the initial contact. You see Chase's car yawed out just a tiny bit in the corner.
They got him loose.
That's the one. He was going to save it till that last little bump.
I was just going to say, AJ, just be a little patient here. We got a little ways to go yet, and you got a pretty good car. Wow.
In a moment.
This is amazing footage, folks.
Incredible camera work.
And just remember, there's a driver in every one of those cars. Watch it.
Well, that's a long, slow roll for Allmendinger. And look, both those cars end up pretty much together, along with the mess that was Logano's car and Michael McDowell's.
Crowded up there in the front right now with the 42. Oh,
whoa!
trouble.
Big crash. Danica Patrick and Joey Logano and Eric Almirola.
Holy smoly. Heavy damage there, Danica.
Those cars are killed.
And Almirola piling in at the last second and going up in the air. Patrick
Danica's
quickly out of her car.
Oh man, it looked like the 22 just got loose.
I think that.
Oh man, what a ride that Danica went on.
Danica took a heck of a ride into the wall, and then the 43 just plowed in there.
Yeah, he had nowhere to go. I think he committed to the outside lane. Pretty big impact by the 43. As you could see, Almirola sitting in his car. He hadn't quite gotten out.
I will again say I feel bad for Brad Keselowski. This is his third time in this video, coming so close to being able to take the lead or the win in the Great American Race and getting crashed out. He had position on teammate Joey Logano up until he was being pushed by Michael McDowell, who sent him into Logano and causing a massive crash that would create a big fireball in turn 30, collecting Kyle Busch, Bubba Wallace, and many others. McDowell was able to take home the victory this very night, and it was on Valentine's Day in the Loves Ford. But there was no love in the Penske camp, as Brad Keselowski was furious with Joey Logano after this race. Ryan Newman and Daytona just don't mix. Ryan Newman does have one Daytona 500, but besides that, he's been caught up in many accidents. And in 2003, he had one of the most violent barrel rolls down the front stretch, having the entire rear axle come apart from his race car as he was flipping. Grass was flying everywhere and parts and pieces were flying everywhere, and this was definitely the highlight of the 2003 Daytona 500.
Oh, there they go. There we go. There was no way.
Oh, it's Kurt Busch. in it. Bobby Labonte's in it. Strimmi's in it. Jeff Gordon down to the grass.
Nothing else coming from behind you.
And Kurt Busch went over and over.
Boyer, McMurray.
They're just, guys, I'm with Denny. And, you know, having been in these situations several times, there's no way you can race them.
All right, it is a magnificent chess game that is being played here. Oh, trouble. Ricky Rudd slamming toward the wall. Crashing, rolling over, side over side. Ricky Rudd. Ford automobile out of control, side over side several times.
And he's up a little bit higher. If you notice, he's up pretty high coming off that corner.
Now, if Riddle hit him, I don't know. He could have touched him right there because all he had to do was just get a little sideways, but it looks like that the car just got a little sideways, and just the cars running that close together, even if you don't touch them, the wind acts like you hit each other. And all I had to do was break the car loose, and then when these cars get sideways, they're bad about doing just what you see here. It just looks like it's a lot more moving around. Ricky, I think, is real
Sanchez
lucky.
will try to work both. Oh, trouble.
And there's a crash. Caution is out. The race is over. Trucks up in the air. Nick Sanchez leading when the caution flag came out.
Is that?
Good job, boys.
He is going to bring it back around.
Here. Raja gets into Jack Wood, turns him around. Watch the 17. Just contact from Daniel Dye, turns him over.
Bailey Curry in the middle of that mess. Matt Crafton sliding along. He keeps his truck pointed in the right direction. Look at Matt storm out of there.
Let's ride with Daniel Dye,
our Fox N Race reporter
and cameraman.
Oh, wow.
Unbelievable impact.
Daniel had no idea there was going to be a truck right in front of him when he went down that straightaway. That is scary looking.
It's just amazing.
But like you said, that's about as soft as you can turn one over.
That's exactly right. And it didn't just keep tumbling either, like we've seen happen so many times. I don't know if Raja just lost the front end of his number 71 Chevy or what went down there, but he definitely went up the track and made contact.
30 races since the Ford has gone to victory lane this year.
The other thing these guys are going to have to be careful if somebody runs out of fuel in the middle of this. Man, what a big problem that could create.
Now you can see that if somebody run out of fuel right there in the middle of that group, it would cause a huge wreck. We've heard. Oh, here's a car upside down.
Big time crash upside down.
It's Ryan Newman. See Kevin Harvick there. Marcus Ambrose.
Ambrose is there, comes across. Harvick stops, and Newman's car comes to rest upside down on its roof. You'll watch the car get turned around.
In fact, he and his teammate Tony Stewart got into the wall, but you see it turns Ryan Newman around. As soon as it does, it's almost like that wing acts as to help to lift the car up. Lands on Kevin Harvick's hood.
Johnny Sauter inside. It's 3 wide.
Making that hole.
Forced his way to the middle.
Middle of 3. You're middle of 3. Come on, 13. You got a guy coming to you. Not over. Keep digging.
They're crashing. Rhodes into Crafton. Crafton up and over.
And Cascarala looks to me like will win this race.
No surprise to me that exiting the corners when the trouble happened. It just was a very aggressive push.
Yeah, it looked like Grant Enfinger was trying to help. Ooh, look at Matt Crafton up and over.
There's Johnny Sauter up in the middle of the mess.
You know, you're Marco Waltrip. You can't like seeing this because one of those two lines of cars behind you is going to start to move, and you have to guess which one. Well, that's why he's doing what he's doing. He's just mirror driving all over the racetrack. And on his roof. Now the car tumbling hard onto the pavement in turn 3. Caution is out. A terrible crash.
Okay, man.
Okay, guys, back it down. Back it down. We're not racing. There he is, right in the middle.
And these guys are Dyson. Go ahead, BP.
And there he makes contact. He comes down trying to get in front of Kurt Busch. They make contact. And watch that thing fly. Now that it lands on that road you talked about.
And then when it gets onto the racetrack again, it takes another nasty flip. Watch this hit. And that's the hard one right here. Oh, man.
Here's Blaney. He'll swing wide to the outside. DiBenedetto will do the same. Now Harvick finds himself in the middle with minimal drafting help. Elliott leads the lane down low. Oh, Logano gets turned. Logano is upside down. He'll slam back into the racetrack on the roof of the car. The car is spinning wildly out of control. Now it flips back out onto all four wheels. Others are collected and others evade Joey Logano, who goes for a tumble at the end of the Alabama Gang Super Stretch. It started at the end of the back straightaway when Joey Logano got turned, and immediately the car began to get airborne. When it did, it went all the way up in the air and it came down on the roof of the car. The car then began to spin pirouettes on the banking with everybody scattering to avoid. Brad Keselowski got collected. The Logano car got righted back on all four wheels and then slid to the bottom of the banking here at the end of the back straightaway.
To the bottom of the racetrack, Dale Earnhardt Jr. trying to stay in front of the pack. They work their way through 3 and 4. Into the triumph they come. Dale Earnhardt Jr. to the bottom of the track. Jr. will win at Daytona. And the big one happens behind them.
Oh my God.
You can see him on the bottom. Rex starts in front. He runs in the back of the 24. Gets up on the 11. Now he's on top of the 55. And now it's just along for the ride. Yeah, watch the car stop. Watch the car stop. It gets into those poles, and it goes from, I don't know what, 180, 190 miles an hour, I'm just guessing, to a complete stop. That is unbelievable.
And it looks like that's 3,500 pounds. That stock car is extremely heavy. You see here, after he's upside down, the 2 is spinning. Obviously, he's already lost control. Makes
comes Kyle Busch with a push from Boyer on the inside.
Oh, no, DiBenedetto! And everybody!
Good.
Oh,
no. Are you kidding me? This is big. Wow. But it.
Boy, it just reminds me of the Clash. Same type of carnage that we saw where these cars were going everywhere. A lot of damage as they all got to turn 3.
Outside lane, DiBenedetto and Paul Menard.
Yeah, Paul Menard giving a pretty nice push down the back straightaway to DiBenedetto. Gets to his right rear. Oh, yeah, that just starts to turn him a little bit.
Got him in the right rear.
And then he collects Menard.
Yeah.
Logano just misses it, but the whole outside lane and half the inside pile up.
And this is exactly what we were just talking about. At this stage in the race, you can start to taste victory in the Daytona 500. You want to see that checkered flag, and you'll do anything to get it, and you know you've got to be more aggressive with those bump drafts.
It looks exactly like the Clash. I mean, all those cars, third turn, all those cars wadded up, sliding up the track with sparks flying. It just so much like the
Chase is going to be able to push that Atlanta car back out front, more wrecking.
And around goes the 95 and the 97.
Hard hit.
Into the wall.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, awful.
Ryan Preece in the 37.
Fantastic. That's Ryan talking.
Glad to hear that.
6 has got to run. 95 comes up the racetrack right as the time that Newman's there.
Christopher Bell holds on for second. Larson, Elliott, Hamlin, 3rd through 5th.
Oh, there's a big crash.
Look at this. Dillon with so much damage just finished 6th in the stage, and the whole back end of the car torn off.
Oh, they had such a good day going. On the inside of Brad Keselowski off of turn 4. Side drafting the 2. Oh, my. Oh, that's a hard hit.
Had just finished 6th and looked like when he went to the apron, he thought once he crossed the start-finish line, just come back up on the racetrack, but the 2 was there.
Oh, big crash right here.
Big hit. He'll hit the inside wall, but the back of that car almost completely gone for Joey Gase.
Oh, the left rear tire. Yeah. Left rear tire come off the car. Look how hard. Push them straight. They're going to have a big run coming up on the 6 car down the front straightaway.
Huge block coming right here.
Blaney, as they go around the 37, almost upside down. So's the 96, Parker Kligerman. Here they come. They make contact. They're side by side. It's a photo finish at the line. Probably one of the bigger hits that took place as they were coming through the trial. We'll take a look at this. First, it's the 37 of Buescher.
Heavy into the inside wall. Car goes airborne, and then the 96 of Kligerman joins him.
Another big hit there by the 96.
I'll never slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough,